Hi there, I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to my April TBR video. I just wanted to quickly film this and let you guys know what I expect to be reading in the month of April. I think I have about 6 books to talk about. I'm also going to be doing a secret TBR in the month of April that I'm not quite sure exactly which books I'm going to be reading for that yet. So there actually is an additional 3 books that I plan on reading, but I just wanted to talk about the ones that I know that I plan on reading this month or next month. So if you guys have been following my channel, you know I've recently been reading more like fantasy books, and I feel like that's sort of hindered the amount of books that I've been reading just because they've been longer and stuff like that. So this month I really wanted to focus on getting through a couple shorter and lighter books. So you'll definitely notice that as we go through these books. One of the first books I want to read is Geekerella by April Poston. So this is a bit of an older book now, but it's kind of like a classic YA contemporary book that I've wanted to get to for years now. Basically, it is a Cinderella retelling that is like a geek version or like a nerdy version. So we are following the main character named Elle, and she's really into the fandom of this certain sci-fi movie, and I think she ends up entering a competition to try and win a date or win the chance to meet one of the actors from the movie, and that's sort of like the Cinderella and the prince situation, and then I think it's like a romance from there. These sort of like geek, I don't know what to call them, like nerdy romances is definitely something that's very popular in YA literature, and I feel like Geekerella was like the first one I ever saw that was really following like fandom. I guess that's what I would call it, like fandom YA books. I guess other than Fangirl is the only other one that I remember being like one of the originals. So I'd really like to read more of those books, and I thought I would start out with Geekerella, which I see as kind of like the original nerdy romance. Similarly, I want to read Don't Read the Comments by Eric Smith. This is another kind of like nerdy YA contemporary. I hope I'm not like offending anyone. I mean, we're all nerds here on booktube, so I think it's fine, but this one has to do more with a gaming culture, which I am not a part of. That I don't game. I actually quite dislike playing video games, which I've recently realized. As a little tidbit about my life, I recently moved in with my boyfriend who is a gamer, and it just like does not appeal to me, but I still want to read this book about it. I think it's just about these 2 gamers, like a girl and a guy. I think they bond somehow through the game. I'm honestly like not really sure. I think there's gonna be some like gaming drama and then also romance, I hope. So yeah, that's another one I want to read. Then I also want to catch up on some Angie Thomas books. So of course I've read The Hate You Give years ago and loved it. It was a very impactful read for me, and so I want to read her next book on the come up. I just have not got to this one yet. I think it's about our main character who is named Bree, and she really wants to be a rapper, and so I think there's another competition element to this where she enters this like rapping competition or rap battle, I guess you would call it. And I think it's just really about that hobby and her in this competition. Again, not really too much to say about this one, but very excited to catch up on Angie Thomas's books. While we are on the topic of Angie Thomas, I of course grabbed her book Concrete Rose, which is the prequel book to The Hate You Give that follows Star's dad, and his name was Maverick Carter. So again, very excited for this one, especially to see some of the characters that we already know and love, like Maverick, and I think it's just about him dealing drugs and trying to get out of that lifestyle. He also has a baby, right? Star's brother, 7, so it's about him being like a teen dad, trying to make a better life for himself and get out of the like drug dealing situation that he's been in order to survive. So this should be a very hard-hitting, great novel as well. It's a little shorter, so hopefully I can get through this too, just like a quick read. Another way I want to sort of like catch up on my Goodreads goal, I don't think I'm behind on it, but like just to kind of get some more books under my belt this month, I want to at least start reading my Deathnote all-in-one edition. So there's multiple volumes included. How many, you ask me? I don't know. I think each volume counts as like one book on Goodreads. I think that's normally how people count manga and graphic novels, that like one volume is like one book. So if I read a couple volumes of this at least, maybe even the whole thing, I don't know, then I think I'll be able to up my book count quite a bit. But if you guys don't know, this is anime. I originally watched the anime. It's the only one that I've fully watched through and adored. I've watched it twice actually, and I just love it so much. How do I describe it? Basically, there are these things called shinigamis. I think that's how you say it. Here's one here on the cover, and they're like a god of death, if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of been a while since I watched it, but they have these things called Deathnotes, and basically it is a notebook where whatever name you write in it, that person will die. One of these Deathnotes falls down from like the gods down to earth, and this teenage boy named Light Yagami ends up getting his hands on it and sort of doing some stuff with it, and it's just so great. It's such an interesting series. I definitely recommend the anime, and I'm really excited to read the manga and just sort of get back into this story again that I absolutely loved. So yeah, that's the plan for that. And then the last book that I want to tag on here is Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. So what number is this now? This is the 6th book I've read of hers, but I think it's only the 5th like official book in the Throne of Glass series, if you don't count the prequel book. And I started this in February, was it? I only got like a third of the way through because I had some other books that I wanted to get to. I was actually enjoying this book quite a bit. This is definitely like lowest on my priority list, but I do still want to get to it. And even if I read like another third of it, even if I don't finish, I just want to make some progress on this because it's such a big book. If you guys don't know, this series is a YA fantasy series, follows Selena, who is this like well-known assassin, and it really just takes off from there. Again, so much happens in this series, like I can't even like talk about it unless it's spoilery. And then as I said, there's a few more books I want to read for like my secret TBR video, but I can't really speak about those books right now. So this is just a very quick TBR that I want to get out there, hold myself accountable, and hopefully read all of these books, and hopefully read more than I have in the last few months because I'm reading like quicker, shorter books. So pray for me. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe if you're not already. Leave me a comment or a like as well so I can know what you guys think. A lot of these books are kind of older, so let me know if you've read them and what you thought about them. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care.